Hi, I'm Kelly Brent. I'm here to talk about my qualifications that I consider to be a great thing for the West Shore School Board. I represent Region 2 of the West Shore School District. I graduated from high school in 1982. I'm a proud member at that time of the National Honor Society. I went to Central Pennsylvania College. I graduated in 1984 with a degree in allied health. I continued my education at Penn State while I worked, and then I had to make a decision at some point. I wasn't quite there, but I started a family. And so I'm a mom. I had two sons, and so I'm a wife and mom, and I have two sons, and now I have three grandchildren. So I'm going to focus on my business experience just for the purpose of giving you my qualifications. I have developed an app for my business, which is used across the United States, and that app facilitates the work that my company does. I am a federal contractor. I earned my federal contract license in 2017, and that is very hard to do. You can't just pay for a certificate for that. That has to be earned, and you have to be audited through that process. And it took me over a year to be able to earn that, and it's very risky because if you work for a year and you can't get it, you've lost so much. And then in 2018, I became a member, which was, again, another super heavy lift. I became a member of the Women's Business Enterprise National Council. So I am what they call a weebie, WBENC. So they call them weebies, but the organization is also called WeBank, WBENC, which is Women's Business Enterprise National Council. That was a super heavy lift. They were harder to gain access to that council than it was to get a federal contract license, which was the hardest thing I'd ever done until that time. You need a lifetime of work. You need a lifetime of statements and invoices that they cross-reference with bank statements, that they cross-reference with your tax returns. You need that for many years. So they actually interviewed my employees and my subcontractors. They interviewed my clients. I have references. This is something you can only do on your own. This isn't something that your friends can help you through. This isn't something that you can pay for. These are accomplishments that you have to earn, and that's very wise, because if you, let's hypothetically say that you apply to Veterans Affairs to be able to fulfill a scope of work. If you do not have the experience and the manpower and the what it takes to fulfill that contract, that government, they will lose so much by taking a leap of faith with you. So you have to prove who you are and what your capability is in order to get into this more elite realm of business. And I did that on my own. I know how to achieve difficult tasks that are going to take 2 years to achieve, and I know how to get things done. I know how to talk to, I'm my own salesperson. I'm my own customer service. I, thank God, have help now, but for many, many, many years, I wore all the hats, and that's a really important life skill. So we have someone right now who's running in opposition to me, who's yet another educator, yet another person in education. And you have to ask yourself, at what point does the board go into a serious conflict of interest by having everyone in education who now works on the board of a school district, or rather they volunteer? I think it's very important that the school board have a business leader on that school board, because I ask different kinds of questions, and I'm looking at the school district through a different lens that is not, it's a complicated and difficult place to get where I am now, but that it's a great skill set for sitting on the board, especially in a time like this, because right now we have a lot of synergy in that we are getting grants and we are looking for alternate tax revenue that will not impact negatively our own residents. And you have to find people who are willing to look outside the box of the school district. And as someone who has business nationwide, I know how to do that. And so I am asking for your support. I have everything it takes to do not only the job of the president of the school board, but I know how to find real solutions to real problems when failure is not an option. And that is what has formed me, and I would be honored to continue to serve for 4 more years as your representative on the West Shore School Board Region 2. Thank you very much.